Well, how you going, everyone? Josh the Collector Guy. As I always say, hope you had an awesome week this week, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're able to have a little bit of a hunt sometime during the week. Hope you're able to go out to a flea market, swap meet, or wherever you went. Hope you're able to find some awesome cars, everyone. Hope you had an awesome week as well. Well, these are my finds for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Went to my bi-monthly diecast meet this week. Picked up lots of great little different bits and pieces. I'll get to them in a sec. As you can see, blue cards, some Richard Petty cars here. They're all General Motors vehicles. They're all pretty awesome as well from the great man. Old Days of Thunder Transporter. Snake funny car. Redline. Good variation between those two. I'll get to that a little bit later. Some Baja Bug Real Riders. Some Matchbox Corvettes. As you can see, Ernie Irving's number 4 Kodak Chevy Lumina. But first up, start off with this little guy here I got at the flea market, the old Cadillac Meat Wagon. Now, everyone knows I love my GM stuff, and I absolutely adore these big old Cadillacs. Absolutely love them. They're just such a tough looking car. Really, really nice car. Old Matchbox as well, the old Lesney. I'll show it the right way around for you. Made in England, always good to see. Always love picking up these old Matchboxes. I reckon I'd say this one would be from the early 60s, I would say. I could be wrong, but very cool. Love these really, really old ones. Like, they just look so basic in the structure and everything, but the detail's really cool. Like, look at the grille there. That's pretty well detailed to me. Very nice car, very beautiful car. Cadillac always seem to make really nice, big, bold and beautiful cars, in my opinion. Now we'll get to the diecast meet finds. Start off with the old Corvettes here. And I've discovered another thing I love collecting, Matchbox Corvettes. I've got a little collection of them now building up. Got this very tough looking old, I think she's a Stingray. I should know, shouldn't I? Being a big Chevy nut. Old pace car, beautiful Corvette. Probably one of my most favourite Corvettes. Got pace car on the side. I've probably said that 3 times now. Very basic. It doesn't have like Indianapolis or Daytona pace car or whatever. It just says pace car. So very nice. Love my Matchbox Corvettes. And the old Turbo Vet probably got a twin turbo small block Chevy in her. And I believe they're laser wheels, those ones. You don't come across the laser wheels too often. Both made in Macau, so they're at least from the 80s. Really like the look of this one as well. Really love them wheels. Such a tough looking vet as well. As you all know, I'm the biggest Chevy nut in Australia probably. Next thing, we'll get to the Richard Petty cars. Like, I am a big fan of Richard Petty, but I have to admit I'm more of a Dale Earnhardt fan. I love Earnhardt the best, but Richard Petty I think would come a close second. He's another one of the all-time greats of NASCAR and stock car racing. Got a couple of cars here. Old 79 Monte Carlo stocker. Now, how could I say no to that? Love the shape of that Monte Carlo, and typical Richard Petty paint job on it with the blue and the fluoro orangey red with the STP on it. Love it. You can always tell when Richard Petty's cars are in town. It's got the distinctive colour to it. Very nice. And got the 1980 version, which is pretty much the same, just a little bit of tampo changes, as you can see. Probably already a few variations. Really nice. Then we'll get to 1981, the old Buick Regal. Pretty sure it would be a Chevy, maybe a Chevy Monte Carlo or a Buick. No, Buick Regal's the same. Oh, I don't know what I'm thinking, don't worry about it. Really nice car, that one. Because a few of the GM cars shared the same body shapes, like the Camaro and the Pontiac Firebird, and a few others as well, like the Chevy Chevelle, a couple of years of the Chevelle, and I think the Oldsmobile 442 or something. I could be wrong, I'm probably jabbering on a bit, everyone, but I hope that made sense to you all. And then a couple of newer ones here, the 1989 Pontiac. Really cool, really nice, that one as well. And the one from the year I was actually born, the 92 Pontiac Grand Am, Grand Prix, sorry, Pontiac Grand Prix, excuse me. Really nice. Don't know if Petty drove that one exactly, but Richard Petty's father used to race. I think his name was Lee Petty, then it was Richard Petty, then Carl Petty raced, and I think Carl Petty had a son who was racing, but I think he passed away, unfortunately, so imagine if he was still racing today. I think that would be at least 4 generations of the Petty family driving, so bit sad, but anyway, that's Richard Petty's cars, and that celebrated the 50th anniversary of Richard Petty. So, from Racing Champions as well, they usually do some good stuff. Now we get to the blue cards and the old 80s carded hot rod here, the old Ford. Whoop, just said the F word. Really nice, the old Ford delivery truck there, really nice looking, or panel van or whatever you want to call it, on the old card. It's a shame about them stickers. I couldn't really get the orange ones off. If I did, I'd probably ruin the card, but anyway, it doesn't bother me, to be honest. Pretty much mint in package. Now the blue card variation of this is quite rare and quite expensive too. In my opinion it is anyway. It's one of those blue cards would always reach a high price. Now we'll get to the actual blue cards here. The old ramp truck. Now I remember this model greatly as a kid. Never had this version of it though. This was also a crack up as well at one stage, but then after that it got released into the regular lineup. I had the Hot Wheels Race Team one. I remember that greatly. I pretty much had every single Hot Wheels Race Team car from the 90s era almost, and also a couple of other variations of it as well. So brings back a lot of good memories. This truck, I believe she's a Kenworth as well. There's also another variation with the blacked out windows, but a black obviously. So pretty cool to find this one carded, and as everyone always hears me say, I love my blue cards. You got an old 59 Caddy. I might have this one already, not sure if the card variation's different. I might have to dig through and have a little look, but very cool. Love these old caddies as well, the old fins. Very cool indeed. Have a look at the old card art on the back when they had their speed points. Very cool. Very nice looking car with the old white walls as well. Got the old mellow yellow transporter here. I'm pretty sure it's from Days of Thunder. I've watched a bit of that movie. It seems pretty good, to be honest. Really cool. Got cold trickle on the side. Very cool. I love my NASCAR transporters. Love my NASCAR as well. Very cool indeed. Love finding the old Matchbox ones. Really nice. Still at pretty good condition as well for its age. And old Ernie Irving's Kodak NASCAR. Now this thing's pretty big. I've got to find some room in my room for it on one of my shelves. Old Ernie Irving, he actually suffered a pretty bad crash back in 1994, and I think he was out of the game for quite a while. He suffered pretty bad head injuries and that, but he came back. He was pretty critical as well, I'm pretty sure, from what I read on the internet, and he came back and actually still raced, but I think it kind of cut his career short, what happened to him, unfortunately. But a bit sad, but it was good to see that he could come back and race a little bit more in his career. He actually won the Daytona 500, I think, at least once. He had a couple of first positions and that, so he was a not too bad driver. And of course, when you're driving a Chevrolet, you're always a good driver. The old Chevy Lumina, probably my all-time favourite NASCAR, well, stock car body, made famous by the late great Dale Sr. Got the old opening bonnet there, the old Chev engine in there, I would imagine. Really weighty car as well. This is pretty cheap as well. Got pretty good details on it. The steering wheel turns the wheels and that, which is really cool. So that'll be a great addition onto one of my shelves here in my room. Really nice. Love the old 90s stock cars and everything. Well, whatever it is, as long as it's got a Chev badge on it, or a Pontiac or Oldsmobile badge, I love it. So that was pretty cool to get that, something a little bit different. Now, pretty much last but not least, the loose Hot Wheels here, the old Real Rider Bugs. Really nice. I love this red one. I had to grab that. Got it for a pretty good price, I reckon, as well. And you don't usually find. And the guy had heaps and heaps and heaps of Volkswagen stuff, like new Hot Wheels, older Hot Wheels, like these guys here. Johnny Lightning's, you name it. He's an absolute Volkswagen nut, this guy. I bought these off, and I got this one as well, the old white hub. Probably a little bit harder to find rather than your usual grey hub. Really cool though. Really love the little Baja bugs, and Dad being a Volkswagen guy, I reckon he'd love them as well. Just have to show him. Oh, he actually came with me yesterday as well, which was pretty good. Always great when Dad comes with me to these little swap meets or whatever. And last but not least, the Redline of the week, old Don Predome's Snake Funny Car. Now, I got my other one out off my shelf just to compare it, because this one's the USA, and I finally have the Hong Kong version, so there's a few maybe a little bit differences between the two. I know someone stuck extra stickers on it, which actually looks pretty good in my opinion, because it looks like actually how the drag cars look these days, or back then they had a few sponsors on it and everything. As you can see underneath there, Hong Kong's written there, USA foreign patent pending. Then my one I had originally just says USA under it, so pretty cool little variations between the two. And also the colours of the windows as well. That one's got the blue tint, that one's got the sort of clear window tint as well, so really cool to have the two of them in the collection now. And always with Tom Mongoose McEwen and Don the Snake Predome stuff, you're always going to have a big fanfare for that. Everyone's usually after it in the Hot Wheels world. Well, that's pretty much it for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Probably a little bit small haul for the week, but nevertheless, really hope you enjoyed. Thank you to all the subscribers and whoever for tuning in each and every week. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys and girls. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate your comments as well. Well, that is it for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed. And remember, as always, everyone, happy hunting. Keep the hobby strong. See you later, everyone. Have an awesome week.